church has always been a vital part of the African American community. The Maceo Pembroke Institute is working to continue that historic connection by nurturing the next generation of leaders in United Methodist churches. We welcome Michelle Watkins Branch, who is a product of the Pembroke Institute and is now a dean of the program. We also welcome Justin Rembert, a freshman at South Suburban College and also a member of St. Mark's United Methodist Church. He's been to Pembroke Institute 3 times. And Asha Austin, a member of St. Mark United Methodist Church as well, and a student at Truman College who has attended 3 Pembrokes. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Michelle, first tell us a little bit about Maceo Pembroke Sr. and his legacy that he carries on.
Reverend Pembroke was a clergyman within the Methodist Church, and he was the longest standing pastor at St. Mark United Methodist Church for 30 years. And he was also a mentor to many in recruiting into ministry, and he walked with a number of young men and women over 30 before the time of his passing into discerning their call to active lay and ordained ministry.
Tell us a little bit how the Pembroke Institute started. Was that his idea?
It actually originated from Dr. Philip Harley, who was a faculty person as well at Garrett Seminary at the time. And this year we celebrated our 40th anniversary. And so 40 years ago, Dr. Harley actually came up with the idea, and it was posthumously named after Reverend Pembroke after his passing. And he passed during the 2nd or 3rd session of the Institute. And because of his mentorship and strong desire to recruit African American young men and women into ministry, it was named in his honor.
So tell us a little bit about the goal of the Institute and what goes on during the week.
So the mission of Pembroke is to recruit and train Black United Methodist young adults, youth and young adults between the ages of 14 to 22 for active ministry in the church, be it lay or ordained. And so traditionally our summer program is a 1-week intensive where we take young people to a college campus, and typically it's a United Methodist school or theological seminary, and we allow them the opportunity to be exposed to other Black United Methodist pastors and laypersons, and who are being taught with 5 different courses, 3 for those who are high school youth, and 2 advanced level track now for collegiate students.
Well, Justin, why did you want to get involved with the Institute?
It's a really big thing, you know, it's been going on for so long. It's a really big, you know, staple of the United Methodist Church, well, the BMCR. And so at my church, St. Mark specifically, you know, it was kind of like a rite of passage. Like once you get old enough, you can't wait to go to Pembroke because the people come back and talk about it so much. And so my brother went, and so of course I wanted to go once I heard about it, and once I was old enough, I just couldn't wait.
And Asha, what brought you to the Pembroke Institute?
Basically, as Justin said, just word of mouth. You know, people come back and they talk about this amazing experience they had and what they did and all the new people they met, or even some people that they already seen. So just to come together with other youth who all have the same goal in mind, which is to get closer to God, makes it that much easier for you to, you know, reach the goal as well.
And what did you take? You've been there a couple times,
yes,
right?
This is my 3rd year. And each year I get something new out of it. And this year, I have to say, touched me the most. Because being a person who's in college and, you know, growing up, you begin to learn what you have to do to get closer to God. Whether that is being in new surroundings or, as I said, being with a group of people who have the same goal in mind. This year's theme was actually new wine, new wineskins, which basically talked about in order to basically be new on the inside, you have to do new things on the outside. So you can't be that same person that you used to be and expect a different result. So just everything tied in with it, and it was a very wonderful experience.
So is each year different for you, Justin? What do you take away?
Each year is extremely different. Well, for me, this year I was a counselor. So that was a whole different experience in itself, because I was going from, you know, a student who was, you know, taking everything in, to a student counselor who was, now I had younger people looking up to me and still, you know, dealing with the questions and the issues that I had going on with myself. And I think every year is just, I'm not gonna say one year is better than the other, but every year you take away something different, even if you don't necessarily find your spiritual self. You know, you meet so many people, you know, you make so many connections. There's people who, best friends, you know, married, still talk to this day. It's all kind of things that come from Pembroke. So it's a really just way-around, like all-around good experience.
And Michelle, Pembroke has a special place in your heart because it has gotten to your calling, right?
Well, I acknowledged my call to ministry while at the Institute. It was my very first year. I was 16 years old. That was year 2000, summer of 2000. And I remember sitting at North Central College in our worship space, and Reverend Dr. Albert Shears extended the invitation to discipleship. And he began with those who felt God was calling them to the order of deacon. And I wanted to get up. I knew it was a moment for me to get up, but I couldn't. And I can now name that as the Holy Spirit directing and saying, be patient. And when he made the call to elder, I felt the Holy Spirit release me from sitting and literally pushing me up to answer my call. And so since that time, I've had to go back to that memory to recall that is a experience that grounded me. And I was able to see women in ministry. So that was a very motivating aspect of the program for me.
So Michelle, you're taking the Institute mobile, is that right?
Yes. So what we started off with was this advanced track for the Pembroke Institute, which is the Revelations group, which is for college students that Asha and Justin are a part of. And we had the idea well, what if we could make Pembroke available to those who couldn't afford to be there for a whole week? Also, what does Pembroke offer, not just for youth in particular, but for the young adults, those who are college and emerging adults and discerning call and wanting to make an impact on their communities? And so that's why we came up with this idea to do mobile Pembroke, to actually take Pembroke to the local community and have it an abridged form of the program take place in the local community, in the local church. And so that is what we intend to do for the rest of this year and into next year, to make it mobile and to create a culture of call, not just for the 1 week intensive that we do, but as a part of the United Methodist way, creating a culture of call.
And Justin, what would you tell or what would you share to others if they were kind of questioning, should I attend Pembroke Institute? How would you encourage them, and what would you tell them is great about it?
Man, that's a lot. How long do I have to talk? If someone was on the fence about if they should go, I would ask them, you know, well, what do they want out of life? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are their goals? Because I feel like Pembroke can help reveal so many things to you. You know, as I said earlier, it's a heavily spiritual experience, but you know, through the meditating and the learning and the sharing, you realize so much about yourself, and you see yourself in other people, and you just see all these connections that can be made. So it's like, if you're it's not like you're just going, it's not just Bible camp, you know, it's people who are coming together for one specific goal, you know what I'm saying, but still reaching many other objectives and achievements. So I think it's good for anybody, you know. Nobody should feel as if, oh, this isn't for me. I think anybody who has a legitimate, you know, yearning for, you know, something more, something bigger than themselves, I think it's a really good experience.
Well, thank you guys so much for giving us more information about the Pembroke Institute. And it sounds like an amazing experience for anyone that wants to join it. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'm Anne Marie Gerhardt for Different Drummers and the Greater Chicago Broadcast Ministries. Keep the faith.